If you saw me just over 3 weeks ago, you would have thought to yourself, Bryce, you look like a zombie. Yeah, I nearly died. This was by far the hardest thing I've had to go through, and I've really been through a lot. And no, it's not snake bite. So I really don't want to go into too much detail as to what happened, but on short, yes, I've been struggling with my health. That's why I took a break, not because I wanted to, but because I literally could not do anything else. I've shared a bit about my health journey and issues that I've had in the past, and don't really want to focus on that today in this specific video. But this was one of the hardest times in my life. Yeah, like, could it even have gotten any worse than it already did? Yeah. But since I've been away, I'm sure you guys want to know what's going on in the room, what's going on with the animals, how are they doing since you weren't able to care for them or do anything, literally, and you were stuck in bed. So what is happening, Bryce? First of all, I have amazing friends to thank for this. So every second weekend or so, I would have 2 of my buddies come out here and help me clean everything. Well, when I say help me clean them, they are helping me, but I'm not doing anything. Many of the times I was just stuck in bed while they were just going through everything. That's why you got to trust your friends. You got to have friends in a situation like this, because what do? Animals need to be taken care of and things need to carry on. And yes, I wasn't able to do stuff. I couldn't work. I couldn't work with the animals. I couldn't take care of them properly. I literally couldn't even come in here many of the days. Okay guys, so I've not been doing too well health-wise. That's why I've got these 2 gentlemen, you can come into frame now, who are going to help me out with all the venomous snakes. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. So I'd say it's a really important thing to have some great friends helping you out. So if you guys are watching, thank you so much. You don't know how much it means to me. Go get yourself some good friends. And on a side note, these ones aren't for sale. They're mine, so no touchy. And on top of that, family. Family is one of the most important things. And yes, friends can become close like family. But my family in particular, I've got to thank my dad, my mom, and my brother. They have really, I'm so proud of my dad. He even went on a venomous snake handling course. Up behind there, you'll see a certificate. So now he's certified. And he and my brother were doing the day-to-day maintenance, cleaning the animals, feeding them, doing all that sort of stuff. And when there was big stuff, that's when I got my friends who are more experienced in handling venomous snakes to come out and handle like the big forest cobras, take the animals out, not just do spot cleans, and yeah, give everything a bit more of a thorough run through, which doesn't really need to happen every single day. Because after all, you don't want to go help a friend and then end up worsening the situation for a friend. So yeah, no bites need to be taken. No bites need to be taken. Sounds like a Steve Irwin quote. But there's really been a lot that's gone on since I've not been posting. Like, I've got a corn snake that laid eggs. Yes, you probably only know of a male that I have. Well, yes, I've got a female too. She's not really a rescue. Look at this stunning little girl. This is a corn snake that was recently given to me by someone who could no longer care for her. She's a stunning little girl. She's going into the blue now, but I want to pair her up with my male. I don't like it when people call animals rescues when they're just kind of rehomed animals. So this animal was rehomed. Someone couldn't take care of their corn snake anymore and sent it off to me, which is great because I love the corn snakes. Obviously, I can't take in all the requests that get sent to me. I can here and there, but yeah, sadly I won't be able to help everybody out with taking care of their animals. And this corn snake was in great condition. It's not like it's a rescue, it's just rehomed. Most rescues out there are rehomed animals that are actually in okay health condition, if that makes sense. Oh, and I started building an incubator because you need that if snakes are gonna lay eggs and you want to successfully try hatch them with minimal risk, My dad in fact found these while I was stuck in bed, so thanks, Dad. I wasn't expecting them to lay the eggs like on that specific date. But things like these happen. Okay, so I'm busy with my incubator right now, obviously attached to this thing. That's the lambda board, which is a good insulation that we are going to put inside this cage over here. This is the cage that I'm going to turn into an incubator. It doesn't look good, but I can make it look a little better. I'm just using what I have at the moment. So this is just a very good kudos to the keeper's perspective. I'm not just saying this because Bryce is here, but
the overall condition of this animal after having babies is really, really pristine. I mean, I've seen people...
So many eggs.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people breed their snakes, and after giving birth, it basically looks like that animal's just about to die.
All eggs have an air sac, and for chicken eggs they need to rotate. For snake eggs, because they're a leathery, ivory sort of texture, that air bubble actually sticks to the top of the egg. Now if you go and you take that egg and you turn that egg over, then all of a sudden you drown that air bubble and the baby will stop developing.
I must say this incubator looks amazing. Some of you are going to struggle to make one as nice as this.
Okay, so everything's a mess, but that's why these guys are here. Here's the incubator. We got a few boxes in there. It's actually made out of an old enclosure, so looks
That's
nice.
why it's so nice. I mean, imagine that. You couldn't say it looks like an enclosure, except for the air vents. Don't look at the air vents.
Sadly, we have some terrible news. I did lose my female leopard gecko that I've had for only 4 years. It's a terrible thing to lose an animal, and especially so young. I didn't really know how old she was. She was a breeder at a facility and was probably a retired breeder because I won her. I got her as a competition prize or whatever, and they were no longer using her for their breeding project, so she was probably around 8 years old when I got her, and then I had her for only 4 years, and her health just deteriorated over the last month or so. It's nothing to do with neglect or bad care on my side right now. Obviously I could have done better. I could have provided better stuff, but yes, I'm learning, and I'm going to do that. Her enclosure was a nice size. She had a nice varied diet. One of the main things I think was the cause of this was being a breeder that got like overly produced probably and fed just a single diet of, you know, one particular insect, which is most likely mealworms, and not a nice variety, because actually animals need a variety in their lives, including snakes behind me. Yeah, I've been feeding some of my cobras fish. That's a pretty interesting thing that I got to share with you too. As far as cobras eating fish, snakes eating snakes, snakes eating eggs, you know. But on a much better note, my field eye, the field's horn vipers, have successfully locked, and I'm pretty sure the female is gravid at the moment, which means she's gonna lay eggs, and they're a very interesting species, so I'm really, really excited, and hopefully I will have success with this and then hatch the babies out and get them feeding, because we need more of these animals in captivity so we don't have to take them out the wild, because I really don't like that. Obviously all animals did originally come from the wild, but at a certain point we've got to stop taking from the wild, so we rather supply the demand or whatever with captive animals and not just keeping animals that die and then you replace them with more wild caught ones. So health wise I'm still not 100%, as you can see. That's why I don't have as much energy and I've lost a lot of weight. You guys have been commenting on that with my last Tiger King video. Go check that out, linked up here if you want to see it. It was a pretty interesting thing to do a ton of research on these big cats and the exploitation of tigers and the tiger bone trade. It's a pretty dark and sinister thing to get into, so yeah, it got quite scary and quite dark, but that's a nice summary of what really goes on in the world of tigers. So in short, that's why I'm sitting, not 100% yet, but getting there and trying very hard. Like it takes a whole day just to do simple little things, and then I get tired very quickly. These things really take time, and I'll slowly build up strength, muscle, and energy, so don't worry about it. Yes, I'm skinny, but that doesn't matter because I am alive, and I've already picked up so much more weight. I gotta give a huge shout out to my Patreons because I wasn't able to work. I was literally stuck in bed for weeks, okay, months, it was 2 months, without being able to do anything. I wasn't able to work, I wasn't able to look after the animals, as I've mentioned. So the Patreon support has really, yeah, I don't know, I can't even explain. It's helped me so much. I've been able to keep the lights on, feed the animals. My parents have also helped me out because Patreon isn't, you know, giving me enough yet, but I just want to give a huge shout out and thank you to all those who do support me over there, because yeah, without you guys, I don't know what would have happened. And that's probably also another important thing to get into, because I'm one who always wants to, you know, you take care of your animals, make sure you have everything. You don't get animals if you know you can't take care of them, that sort of thing. This was a little bit of a different circumstance. It's not like I got all these animals, now I'm struggling to pay for their food and their electricity bill and all of that. It's something where, okay, I couldn't work, I couldn't bring in an income to help these animals, so you guys and your support really did help out there. And yeah, so it's not like I'm purposefully getting a bunch of animals that I'm incapable of caring for under regular circumstances, but in these it's a little bit different. If you do want to know what's going on with my health a little bit more specifically, I did post an update on Patreon that you can go check out there. There is a lot of things you guys haven't seen, so you must stay tuned for that, because I'm doing a lot of upgrades at the moment. I'm changing things, gonna make this whole herb studio much better for the animals, better for you guys, everything like that, so we can educate nicely, we can give the animals proper quality of life and just enjoy them as well. So there's a lot of things to do, a lot of animals you haven't seen, and a lot of things that are going to be changing in the near future, so stay tuned.